What's good, y'all? This your boy Blak G. Now, this is part 2 of my reaction to the Marvelous Videos compilation titled 11 Terrifying Adult Horror Animated Movies That You Must Experience At Least Once. So I'm finish up like the length of the actual video in about 3, 2, 1. So yeah. Hey, by the way, how's y'all Thanksgiving? Let me know in the comment sections. And also drop those reaction requests in the comment section as well. So I keep the channel building and building as such. Let you people know about it so we can continue to grow. Let's get it.
Number 6, Dante's Inferno, an animated epic, 2010.
Ooh,
the story is
this
about
looks...
Dante and his journey through Hell's 9 circles in a quest to rescue his true love, Beatrice. The 9
I'm already
circles
interested.
of Hell were categorized as limbo, lust, gluttony, greed, rage, heresy, violence, fraud, and treachery. Dante returns home from the Third Crusade to discover his servants murdered, his father dead, and his beloved betrothed Beatrice dead from a knife wound visible on her stomach. She transforms into a spirit when she dies and begins her ascension into heaven. However, a shadowy Lucifer snatches Beatrice from the heavens and transfers her to Hell's gates. Dante pursues them through Hell. Dante fights and slaughters a swarm of animals before being seized by a swarm of serpent-like arms that sew a crimson cross into his chest and torso, a living tapestry depicting his worst misdeeds in life. Virgil approaches and offers to escort Dante through Hell. Dante, using his faith, rips through the gates and advances. Dante, along with Virgil, board the Charon, a gigantic, demonic, living fairy that transports souls over the river Acheron to Hell's first circle. As no living person is permitted to enter, Charon orders demons to assault Dante. Dante beats them up, but he loses his sword in the process and must rely on one of the demon's scythes. He then murders Charon and leads forward in his quest to meet the master of Hell, Lucifer. Released on February 9th, 2010, Dante's Inferno, an animated epic, is a direct-to-DVD animation dark fantasy action film.
These damned commercials.
I'm shaving you, baby.
And of course, they're pushing all the different sales and Christmas offers. As always, after Thanksgiving. Let's get to it. Let's skip this shit.
Fantasy action film.
How did I sleep on this, though?
Directors: Michael Disa, Shuko Murase, Yasuomi Umetsu, Victor Cook, Jong Sik-nam, Kim Song-jin, and Lee Song-gyu. Each of them worked on separate circles of hell that Dante and Virgil traveled through on their way to Lucifer.
Pretty cool.
You might notice the animation's changing with the progress of the film. Based on the video game of the same name, the movie is filled with bloodshed and gore and has a very unique style which makes it very appealing. The film takes aspects from the game, thereby giving it a very strong build-up to the central character and also a good historical context of the Crusades, which deliver a lot of depth amidst the violence and bloodshed. The animation offers impressive designs, making the film entertaining to watch.
Oh, I'm already entertained. I gotta check. Oh, Blood the Last Vampire. I've seen that twice.
Number 7.
Recently, matter of fact.
The Last Vampire.
It's a cool little short.
2000. The story features Saya, a vampire who works for a covert government agency that exterminates demons. She is taken to a military academy to find out who is a demon in disguise. The narrative takes place in 1966. Saya, a young girl, features as the primary character who hunts bat-like animals known as chiropterans. Saya first appears on a metro train when she murders a guy in a suit. Her connections or handlers from the United States arrive. One of them, David, starts briefing Saya on another operation, while the other, Lewis, determines that the guy Saya just murdered was most likely not a chiropteran. Saya's next assignment begins at the American Yokota Air Base, which is preparing for the Vietnam War. Somehow, one of the chiropterans succeeds in infiltrating the airbase, and it's only a matter of time until they feed again, hibernate, and vanish. Saya is to disguise herself as a schoolgirl, enter the nearby high school, and then pursue and kill the chiropterans. On the eve of the school's annual Halloween party, Saya bumps into a modest nurse, Amino Makiho. Sharon and Linda, two of Saya's classmates, pay a visit to Makiho in the nurse's office when Saya breaks into the room, murdering Linda and injuring Sharon, breaking her sword in the process. Both girls turn out to be chiropterans.
Yeah. Now when I saw those two girls, I figured they was up to something. It was up to no good. When I first saw those two, I was like, oh yeah, something ain't right about those two. And I was proven right when it was found they were crofterans.
Premiered in theaters in Japan on November 18th, 2000, Blood, the Last Vampire, is a horror anime and also the first fully digitally animated film from Japan produced by Production IG and SPE Visual Works. The film does not have any separate audio track for English or Japanese, but rather switches in between the movie depending on whom they are conversing with. With immersive music and some high-end animation, director Hiroyuki Kitakubo sets a dark and eerie atmosphere in the anime throughout its run. The film manages to set up a provocative link between American involvement in Asia and vampires. The background score, ranging from orchestral to jazz, enhances the realistic value of the scenes. The film follows the standard anime style but is far easier to absorb. Unlike other famous anime which are complex, this short, 48-minute action-filled horror anime is entertaining enough to give it a watch.
100% agree. I've heard about this one. I gotta check it out. Add that to my watch list.
Number 8. Vampire Hunter D. Bloodlust, 2000. The plot revolves around a girl who is kidnapped by a vampire and a famed bounty hunter who is recruited to get her back. The movie is set thousands of years in the future. Vampires once ruled the night, but their forces have been decimated by daring bounty hunters. D, the half-breed son of a human mother and a vampire father, is one such hunter. Charlotte Elborn, a young human lady, is kidnapped from her house in the dead of the night by Baron Meyer Link, a vampire aristocrat. A few weeks later, Charlotte's affluent and wheelchair-bound father, John, engages Dee, a Dampier, to discover and save her. He promises Dee a substantial incentive, which he subsequently doubles upon Dee's request. Meanwhile, Charlotte's elder brother has contracted the Marcus brothers, which include their leader Borgoff, the monstrous Nolt, the Blade Master Kyle, the frail and physically bedridden Psychic Grove, and a lady named Leela, who has a vendetta against vampires. Dee and the Marcus brothers pursue Meyer, discovering along the way that Charlotte was not abducted but willingly joined him out of love for the vampire. Directed, written, and storyboarded by Yoshiaki Kawajiri, Bloodlust is a 2000 dark fantasy horror adventure anime film. The film is produced by Madhouse, Film Link International, BMG Japan, Mavic, Good Hill Vision, and Soft Capital. Unlike almost every other anime film, Bloodlust's original audio track is in English, as it was planned to be shown in American theaters. The film is the spiritual sequel to the 1985 anime
These damn commercials.
There's no simple hearing hack anyone can use to improve their hearing almost overnight.
Shut up.
Vampire Hunter D.
That's what I heard too.
Based on Hideyuki Kikuchi's third novel from his Vampire Hunter D series. The visuals are simply brilliant in setting up a rebuilding post-apocalyptic world with plenty of details on towns, forests, deserts, and mountains. It is a wonderful mix of different imagery and genres, more like a successful experiment where the witty and provocative aspect of the film makes it appealing to both fans and non-fans alike.
Stop motion, okay.
Number 9.
I'm already peaked.
One Night in City, 2000.
How this go under my radar?
Stop motion animation is the misanthropic horror tune One Night in One City tells a triptych of gloomy, surreal fables. One of the filmmakers of Fimpharum 2 has created a feature-length narrative animated picture, stories that are both intriguing and remarkable. What can happen in one city in one night? Do you know what happens when someone sews on another person's ear? Can you encounter a genie in Zizkov who will grant you anything you can think of? Do you believe there are areas where time stops? Do you know what can sabotage an insect circus performance? what a local hunter's purpose is, and what his neighbor is excited about. Is it possible for a carp and a tree to become friends? In a dilapidated apartment building, numerous individuals with deformed heads engage in activities such as dead bug circuses, urban bear hunts, pet cremations, and donkey worship. Finally, two drunks embark on a nighttime thrill trip. Also known as One Night in a City and One Night in the City, the film is a Czech stop-motion animated feature-length black comedy horror film. It's directed by John Blak G and written by Ivan Arsenjev and Blak G, with a hefty amount of $1.875 million contributed by the Czech government, which is also the highest grant given to an animated production for the year 1998. The film took 6 years to make. Investing 6 years in a challenging project, Blak G can be considered as patience personified. From shaping characters and their sketches, creating dolls, filming it image by image, and then finally establishing a story. The film's making has been very taxing for John Blak G.
It must have.
It has a lot of intricate detailing and is a must-watch for horror lovers.
Oh, another stop motion. Okay.
Number 10. Mad God, 2021.
Oh, this is recent.
An assassin dressed in a jacket and gas mask dives into the shattered planet represented on his map, which deteriorates as he travels. He ultimately finds the city behind enemy lines after traveling through mutant regions, where he sees prisoners who are victims of electronic torture, and other horrors such as drones with no names and no faces. Governed by a baby babbling horror with dirty fangs and burnt flesh. The assassin pauses here for a minute, debating whether or not to take an ally, before deciding to descend into the city's depths, leaving a drone to be murdered for wandering away from the others. Under the city's depths, the assassin discovers a mound of luggage identical to his own and plants explosives which he will detonate. He fails to notice the creeping presence of a scientifically produced mutant which catches him and pulls him away. Sadly, his explosive does not detonate. The assassin is publicly humiliated, tormented, and stripped. The onlookers appear to be human-like. As the movie proceeds, we see the assassin investigate a maze of weird settings inhabited by odd people.
I bet.
Phil Tippett's stop-motion animated film Mad God is a culmination of 30 years of his work. A film whose technical wizardry and shocking horror is far beyond verbal appreciation. This is the kind of work that receives a standing ovation. The lack of dialogue, tense background score, and of course the visual effects from an Oscar and Emmy Award winner VFX artist. Phil Tippett has made this magnum opus a creative masterpiece.
I knew I recognized the style of the stop motion because I know Phil Tippett made something similar back in his heyday in the 80s and whatnot. Oh. Yeah, it's interesting he's still active in the film scene and managed to make this seemingly looks like a masterpiece to me based on the visuals and such. I'm definitely gonna check it out.
Mix live action, stop motion, and puppetry along with a brilliant soundscape to bring out the staggering horror which was a part of the darker aspect of his imagination. There is not much to the plot of the film, but it does convey a message which is of nihilistic hideousness. Tippett's work in popular films like Jurassic Park, RoboCop, and the original Star Wars trilogy is praiseworthy.
Yes.
And after being able to inject his own thoughts and expressions into his creative expertise, he has been able to make a film of a lifetime. Mad God needs to be explored and is definitely a must-watch for all horror lovers.
Okay, 3 stop motions in a row. Okay, I'm impressed.
Number 11, The Apostle, 2012. The film is set in the cold winter of a remote village in Galicia, northern Spain. 2 prison convicts, Ramon and Xavier, escape from jail and come right up to the jail fence. One of the convicts, Ramon, ventures out to a remote village along the pilgrimage route to Santiago de Compostela in search of loot that was hidden years ago by Xavier's. Ramon finds the village and discovers that it is inhabited by various aging grotesques. Local clerk Don Cesario, a person with a disturbing appearance and an unusually
Very
long
disturbing
nose,
indeed.
welcomes Ramon to the pueblo. He accepts a drink offered to him by an old maid named Dorinda and soon collapses. Recovering after a while, he encounters a strange, mist-enveloped possession walking through the village, and after taking a crucifix from a person, he faces a supernatural challenge that he needs to solve in 3 days to survive. Spanish stop-motion animation horror film The Apostle is director Fernando Cortizo's flawless debut film.
Okay.
It takes 7 long years in its making. Cortizo
7
created
years.
tone and decor which were artistic finesse. He made his voice actors record their parts outside the studio to match the expressions and movement of the puppets, which helped to add a natural look to the scenes. All of this in a dark soundtrack composed by Philip Glass makes The Apostle a truly inspiring, innovative, and unique animated film. The film's gothic style fed with Galician myths is the first of its kind, thereby making Fernando not just a director, but a visionary. The movie is not really horrifying, but oppressive and maintains constant tension throughout its run. If you are a fan of stop-motion animation films, then this one is definitely a treat for you.
Oh, indeed.
And
I gotta find out where they at.
Content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks, everyone.
Nothing to me, a talking animal. He made you in his image.
I definitely enjoyed the last bit of the countdown. Very impressive list. And I'm certainly going to keep tabs on Marvel's videos and probably do more reactions to his other countdowns, because I do find them entertaining, introduce me to titles that I'm not familiar with and I need to look forward to and add to the watch list. And this is very extensive, by the way. Anyway, when we react to more of these little countdowns from Marvel's videos or any other countdowns you can think of, or songs, music videos, interviews, or there's commentary on things that's going on in the world, let me know in the comment section below. Keep them reactions coming. Those reaction requests is coming as well, so the channel can build, because teamwork makes the dream work. So also be sure to hit that like button, hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button as well, so you stay tuned what I have in store as far as the channel is concerned, whether it's a live stream or community post, reaction video, anything. And also follow my social media accounts with post description box below to get more of me outside the YouTube shit. It's your boy Blak G.II about to sign off. Holla at your boy. Peace.